Time for another exciting edition of MATLAB Notes. This is lesson 5. This is the last of this first unit, so good news, one unit done. We are talking about a very high-tech name for a kind of common thing to do. Dimensional analysis. Sounds hard. Well, hopefully it won't be. Really what all we're doing here, converting between different units of measurement. There's just your kind of example here. It will be just like this all the time. Convert 5 feet into inches. Now the important thing to do on all these problems is you cancel out the units you want to get rid of. So this example, we would want to get rid of feet and convert it to inches. We're just going to show what I mean by this here in a second. We have 5 feet. We're going to put it over 1 just because that's what we want to do. Now, we're going to multiply here. What we know is our conversion from feet to inches. Hopefully we know what the conversion is. A foot is equal to 12 inches. Now the question is, which part needs to go where? Now since feet is on top and we want to get rid of it, we're going to put the feet on bottom. So that means the 12 inches here will go on the top. And then on the bottom is that 1 foot. Get rid of the underline. Because when I do that, I'm going to cancel out my feet. Which sounds very weird to say. You're left with 5 times 12. That's going to give me 60 inches. You could have probably done that without all the conversions here, but that's the general idea of what we are doing here. Because right now all we're doing is one little conversion. The next one, there's a couple of units you've got to transfer. But this is the idea. You want to cancel your units to something that you actually want to have. Here's example number 1. What is the highway speed of 55 miles per hour in feet per second? What is the highway speed of 55 miles per hour in feet per second? We got to do a couple conversions. We've got to convert miles to feet. We got to convert hours to seconds. This one's going to take a few steps here, so bear with it. So what we have here is what we start with, 55 miles per 1 hour. What we need to do is get from feet to seconds. I like to put the labels out what I want out at the end. That way I know what I need to put where. We're going to convert feet or from miles to feet first. Now, you need to know that conversion from feet to miles somewhere along the way. That is your conversion. There's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Again, we can put the miles on the bottom because we want to cancel that out. We want feet on top because feet's got to go on top at the end. And what we're going to do here is cancel out my labels. Cancel out miles there, cancel out miles there. Next step we've got to convert hours to seconds. Now we're going to do this in 2 parts because there's not a direct connection between hours to seconds. Maybe you could figure that out. If you could, that's great, but we're not going to do that here. So our first conversion, we're going to convert how many minutes are in 1 hour. I need to cancel my hours here, so I'm going to do that. Hour on top there, gone. Hour on there, on the bottom, gone. I gotta do one more conversion. Alright, so we've got to convert now minutes to seconds. Minutes has got to go on the top. In 1 minute, there's 60 seconds. And we got to get rid of my minutes here, so cancel that out, cancel that out. So eventually my labels, I gotta have feet on top, I gotta have seconds on the bottom. What's gonna happen here is we are going to multiply on top 55 times 5,280. On the bottom, we're going to take 60 times 60. So multiply on the top and then divide by whatever 60 times 60 is. Get my calculator up here. Alright, so on top we have 290,400. On the bottom that is 3,600. So this we're going to round off a little bit because it's 80.6 repeating. About 80 point. We're going to round this up. 0.7 feet per second. Alright? So again, all these conversions, maybe you could have combined these two into one and called it 3,600 seconds is in 1 hour. You know that that's terrific. If not, you got to do it like this. Again, it's not a pretty thing. It's just a lot of canceling units out. That is example number 1. We're going to do one more example here. Example number 2. If a pitcher will hold 2 cubic feet of lemonade, because that's how you measure lemonade, in cubic feet all the time, how many cubic inches of lemonade will it hold? The pitcher will hold 2 cubic feet of lemonade. How many cubic inches of lemonade will it hold? Alright, so here's how we're going to explore this. 2 cubic feet. Anytime we talk cubic feet, it'd be like volume, which has got a length, a width, and a height. So, let's suppose our length is 2 feet. We would have a width of 1 foot and a height of 1 foot. I know it's completely imbalanced. Because there, 2 times 1 times 1 is still 2. Feet times another feet gets feet cubed. Remember your conversion. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So we're going to convert all these things to inches. Now these two are pretty easy. Because we can convert both of those 1 footers to 12 inches. 2 feet, 2 times 12, that gives me 24. So I'm going to have to find this 24 times 12 times 12. That. We'll do that. 24 times 12 is another 12. You're going to get 3,456 inches cubed. Because inches times inches times inches is inches cubed. It's just like x times x times x is x to the third. Same type of principle. When you have to do some of these conversions, something like this, you got to make sure what you're talking about, because we're talking cubic feet. So there's 3 different dimensions, and then you got to make sure you convert all 3 of those dimensions. 2 feet, 24 inches, a foot, 12 inches, another foot, 12 inches, and then you multiply. That is our last lesson of Unit 1. There's not a lot of problems on this. We want to talk about it, but not kill you. So we will leave it at that, and we'll see you again another day.